Hi, good morning, guys, or good afternoon, whenever you get this, or good evening. Today, for math, we are going to work on the first page of lesson 19. Problem set. Page at the bottom is 246. Should look like this. Okay. And we're just going to do these 4 problems today. It's different. I have to draw a lot of these pictures, so it might take a little bit. And it's going to give us the way to divide by breaking the different arrays down. Rather than doing big numbers, we can do 2 separate smaller numbers where we'll be able to get the answers because we'll know our facts based off the small answers. Rather than me saying 36 divided by 3 is, you may know, you may not. But if we break it into 2 of them and I tell you 30 divided by 3 and then 6 divided by 3, you'll be able to figure out those 2 answers. But let's first start with number 1. It says, label the array, then fill in the blanks to make true number statements. 36 divided by 3 equals, okay, got a line there. Then it's got okay, and it's got 2 different problems. Now, and then at the bottom says our answers today we'll do magenta. Okay, so that's how your number letter A looks. Okay. First thing we have to do on these problems, because eventually they're going to try tricking us. They're going to give us different ones. Okay, multiplication and division, they're going to mix them up. So we have to find the sign first. We need to know what the sign is telling us to do. We know that this sign right up here, the first problem, is division. So we know that we are dividing. So when we think about division, the first number is how much we have all together. Whether you think this is $36, 36 apples, 36 Pokemon cards, whatever you think it is, when we divide, the first number is how much we have. The second number is how many we've divided it into. Most arrays, the second number is going to be the amount of columns. Okay? Columns, up and down. Okay? So if I took this entire thing, okay, and I took 36, that's how much all these are. If I was to add them all up or count by threes, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 30, 24, 27, 30, 33, 36, okay? I'll count them again, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30, 33, 36. That's how many we have all together. And they divide it into 3 columns in this situation. 1, 2, 3. And they want to know, all it's asking when we deal with arrays is how many rows there are. Okay? So instead of me counting the rows now and doing this, we'll break it down into this. Because there's a dotted line across, that means we're starting with this. It's giving us 30. It's already telling us there's 30 dots there. and we divided it into three columns. We need to know how many rows are there to this line. So all you gotta do is count your rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 30 divided by 3 equals 10. Now if you keep looking through the entire problem, will see the information they've already given us. They technically already gave it down here. 30 divided by 3, they put the number under, it's 10. They also gave us the total answer, which is 12. So now what you're trying to figure out basically is what's 6 divided by 3. You're going to fill in this, and that. But we already know this answer. It's 12. Okay? So I will let you fill in 12. Then we know that this one was 10, which you already filled in. They already filled it in for us. We just need to figure out 6 divided by 3. Now we have 6 altogether. We know that it's dividing. We have 6. 3, 6. We divide it into 3 columns. 1 column, 2 columns, 3 columns. How many rows do we have? 2. 6 divided by 3, 2. And then that's how we got our 12. We got our 10 plus 2 equals 12. The other way division is remember, multiplication backwards. If you were to look at it this way, and I gave you, okay, you don't need to do this. You're just going to watch me. Don't erase anything that you have. And said, blank times 3 equals 30. What times 3 equals 30? 10. We could count by our 3's. What that means, if you're trying to figure this out, we need to know how many times 3 goes into 30. That's all we're doing is dividing. We count by our 3's until we hit 30, and then we count how many fingers we put up, if we can do it with just fingers. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30. How many? You see? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay? That's all it is. But they did it this way. Okay, the same down here. We started with 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They told us how many columns. But actually, if we go backwards, we can check it. 2 times 3 equals 6. 2 times 3 columns equals 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes. Okay? That's letter A. Letter B, we're going to go over to this side one. Says 25 divided by 5 equals okay. So that's how the problems were written on theirs. I'll do my answers now. So they're asking us 25 divided by 5. Some of you can already do it right from your head. You just know what times 5 equals 25. You can do it that way, and that's when you get your answer. However, you can also count by your 5s until you hit 25. But they broke it down into 2 sets again. First, we know that they're dividing. We find the division sign. Make sure you're looking for it. If you don't see a division, you see multiplying, it's a whole different answer. Okay? We know that it's dividing. Okay? So now we have 20. That's the total amount. That's all these above this line. So if I count them up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 15, 20. Okay? They divided it into 5. Now in this group right here, you don't have to write this. What does the 5 tell us? Rows or columns? It's telling us columns. This answer right here is the amount of rows. Count your rows. We already did it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do not go below this. If you see the dotted lines, that means that it's got to be above it. This is 4, so write in 4. Okay? Now, this next one. 5 is the total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We divide it into 5. Is this counting rows or columns? It's on us columns. Therefore, this answer is the amount of rows. How many rows do we have in here? 1. Now let's fill it in. 20 divided by 5, we got 4. I already wrote it in. Plus 5 divided by 5, the answer is 1. And then we add up these two numbers. 4 plus 1 is... And then remember, on this problem, you always have to go up to the top because we have to fill in that last box all the way up here. 25 divided by 5 equals 5. We could check it. 4 times 5 equals 20. Yep. 1 times 5 equals 5. Yep. 5 times 5 equals 25. Got it. Letter C. This one down here, 28 divided by 4. Letter C. Let's see. All right. They asked it a little bit different. First, let's find the sign. Are we multiplying or dividing in this? Dividing. Total amount. Okay, so the first one's always going to tell us what? What does this number tell us? The total amount of things. Money, apples, Pokemon cards, whatever. That's the total amount. So, instead of doing this whole problem based off all this, they broke it up into 2 different problems like they've been doing it. The first number tells us the total amount of circles. So if we were to count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. Got them. We divide it up into 4. That 4, is that telling us columns or rows? Columns are 4, rows are 5. What's this one telling us? Telling us columns. Therefore, this answer is the amount of rows. You got that one. Now the next one. They are asking us two answers. When we divide, what's this first number telling us? The total amount. And how many do we have all together? You can count them or just count 1, 2, 3, 4 and count by your fours twice. 4, 8. If I was to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Dividing, first number is the total amount. We divide it into 4. If it's 4 here, it's the same array. That means they're telling us the columns. Okay? If this 4 is telling us columns, which we figured out, this 4 is telling us columns as well because the array is all the same thing. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 columns. We have 1, 2 rows. The answer is how many rows? And that is 2. Okay, so you had to fill in the 8 and the 2. Now, we go down here. 28 divided by 4 equals 20 divided by 4 plus blank divided by 4. What do we divide by 4 up here? 8. Then, our answers. Let's just go up and fill in the blanks. 20 divided by 4. Find 20 divided by 4. We got the answer 5. 8 divided by 4. 8 divided by 4, our answer is 2. 5 plus 2. 7. And remember, we have to go back up to the top and fill it up here. 28 divided by 4 is 7. And then, like I said, you can check it. 5 times 4 equals 20. Yep. 2 times 4 equals 8. Yep. 5 plus 2 equals 7. Yep. Okay, that's letter C. Last one today. Letter D. So, 32 divided by 4 equals 8. Right? Look at it. Okay. They did not give us much at all. First, let's look at the problem. I know it's going to get repetitive, but we need to know what they're asking us to do. Asking us to divide. We know that's a division sign. So that means the first number is the total amount of everything. This is either rows or columns. And all of these problems, they've been the columns. This 4 is always the columns. Okay? So, let's go to this one. They gave us a group. We already know that they're giving us 4. That gave us either columns or rows. Remember, this first number is the total amount. Okay? So, the way that you can do the total amount is you're just multiplying your rows times your columns, or if you want to count each of them, you can count them up. But if I do rows times columns, count your rows, 1, 2, 3, 4, times, count your columns, count your columns, 1, 2, 3, 4, count your rows, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4 times 5, what does that equal? 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. Now we know that this 4, is it columns or rows? It's columns. Therefore, the answer must be the amount of rows, which is 5. Got that. Now, we got down here. They didn't give us the total amount. They told us it was divided by 4. We already know that there's 4 columns. It's all even. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let's count our rows. 1, 2, 3. You can multiply your columns, which is 3. Your rows, sorry, which is 3, times your columns. So 4 times 3 is 4, 8, 12. Or you could actually literally count them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay? They divided it into 4. This 4 is the columns. 4 is at the rows. Columns. Therefore, the answer is 3. Now, once you fill in this, it's just fill in the blank. You don't even have to think about anything until we add those two small numbers up to get our answer. They got 32 divided by 4. What divided by 4? It's the first problem. We already filled it in. 20. Plus, now it's the second problem. 12. See, they look the same. They're the same thing. Same thing. Same exact problems. Now the next one. What was our answer? 20 divided by 4. 5. Plus, what's our answer? 12 divided by 4. 3. And now just add them up. 5 plus 3 is 8. And write your 8 back up to the original. That is our lesson 19 problem set. Tomorrow we are going to do, well, for me, it won't be tomorrow because tomorrow for me is Saturday. But on Monday we're going to do these ones and maybe some review, and then we'll do the homework on the next day. Okay? I know it's new, but I think you guys are going to pick up on it. Send me pictures of your work if you can, so I can see that you're getting it all right. And if there's anything you need help with, let me know. Have a good weekend, guys.